6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The morning news edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Soundithavam. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases detected in the country passes the 21,000 mark. The number of people who have recovered from COVID-19 in Sri Lanka crossed 15,000. 45 schools in the Kandy city limits have been ordered to remain closed until 4th December. The expenditure accounts of agriculture and irrigation will be debated today in the committee stage budget debate in Parliament. An industrial zone will be established in the Eastern Province. In world news, Argentina soccer legend Diego Maradona dies aged 60. And in sports, the Lanka Premier League kicks off today. The number of people who have recovered from COVID-19 in Sri Lanka crossed 15,000 yesterday. According to the statistics of the Epidemiology Unit, the total number of coronavirus recoveries reported in the country increased to 15,447, with 485 recoveries reported yesterday. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases detected in the country passed the 21,000 mark, with 5,426 of them still under medical care. Meanwhile, the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreaks stated that the total number of COVID-19 positive cases reported from the Paliagoda Fish Market and the Minuangoda Garment Factory clusters currently stand at 17,938. Sri Lanka's death toll due to the coronavirus has risen to 96, as 2 more infected persons have succumbed to the disease. The deceased are a 45-year-old woman from Colombo 12 and an 80-year-old man from Pannipitia. The woman had passed away at the Colombo National Hospital on November 23rd due to a cardiac arrest caused by COVID-19. The male had been transferred from the Sri Javadapura Hospital to the Pimbura Base Hospital on being diagnosed as a COVID-19 patient. He had passed away yesterday. The cause of death has been determined as liver disease worsened by COVID-19 infection. 45 schools in the Kandy city limits have been ordered to remain closed until 4th December, the governor of the central province Lalit U. Gamage said in a directive as a measure to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The decision comes after the number of COVID-19 cases in Kandy has been increasing at a steady rate in the past few days. 16 COVID-19 cases were confirmed in the Kandy district yesterday. A total of 346 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in the district thus far. The governor said that the decision was taken following the detection of several COVID-19 positive patients in Mahayava, Akurana and the Kandy Central Market. The governor made this statement at a media briefing held at the Central Provincial Governor's Office yesterday. He emphasized that the decision was taken after discussions with the health, education and transport authorities and the police. The schools that were temporarily closed are expected to reopen on December 4th. Today is the 4th day of the committee stage budget debate in Parliament. The expenditure accounts of agriculture and irrigation will be debated today. The expenditure accounts of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Mass Media and State Ministry of Regional Cooperation were debated yesterday. Taking part in the debate, MP Charita Herath said that the government is committed to protect the right to information of the people. MP Anura Priyadashanayapa said Sri Lanka's foreign policy was damaged since the previous government sponsored Geneva proposals. MP Manusha Nanayakara emphasized the need to establish a training institute for journalists. MP Mahinda Samarasinghe pointed out that no one opposed when Sri Lanka left the Geneva proposals. Parliamentarian Gayantha Karunatilaka said a regulatory institution is needed for the television industry. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Minister Vimal Veeravansa promises that an industrial zone will be established in the Eastern Province with the sole objective of providing jobs to more than 2,000 youth in the province. A garment factory will be set up in the Punankuda by the Industrial Ministry with the support of the BOI. The minister made these comments during an inspection tour of the proposed industrial site yesterday. Several Grama Niladhari divisions in the Kalutara and Kandy districts have been declared as isolated areas. 3 Grama Niladhari divisions in the Bandaragama police area and 2 Grama Niladhari divisions in the Alavatugoda police area in the Kandy district have been isolated in this manner. Accordingly, Atulugama East Grama Niladhari Division, Epitamulla Grama Niladhari Division and Kolamadriya Grama Niladhari Division in the Bandaragama police area in the Kalutara district. The Bulugathanna Grama Niladhari Division and the Telumbukahavatha Grama Niladhari Division in the Alavathugoda police area in the Kanda district will be under isolation until further notice. Meanwhile, the isolation orders in the Kirimantudava Grama Niladhari Division in the Bandaragama police area in the Kalutara district will be lifted. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Raising concerns into widespread illegal forest resources degradation, Defence Secretary Major General Kamal Gunaratne said attention into deforestation is imperative and it is vital to identify such attempts before logging. He said the President had alerted the Tri-Forces and the police to thwart such attempts and therefore it would be monitored using the aerial assets of the Sri Lanka Air Force SLAF, the Ministry of Defence reported. The Defence Secretary, while addressing the district secretaries, government agents at the Internal Security, Home Affairs and Disaster Management State Ministry in Narayanpeta yesterday, urged to safeguard our resources for the future generations. He also requested district secretaries and government agents to be vigilant and stand against the deterioration of the environment leading to the depletion of forest resources. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Education Ministry has called for feedback from teachers on the extent to which the GCE O-level syllabus has been covered in classrooms for students. Teachers have been requested to provide details on or before 30th November by logging onto the Education Ministry official website info.moe.gov.lk. Teachers are advised to send an email mentioning the name of the teacher, telephone number and the relevant school in the event they are unable to log into the website. That came to you in Watchlight, and moving on to a bulletin of world news in the headlines. Diego Maradona, Argentina legend, dies aged 60. Trump pardons ex-national security advisor Michael Flynn, and India continues to ban China apps amid standoff. Football legend Diego Maradona, one of the greatest players of all time, has died at the age of 60. The former Argentina attacking midfielder and manager suffered a heart attack at his Buenos Aires home. He had successful surgery on a brain clot earlier in November and was to be treated for alcohol dependency. Maradona was captain when Argentina won the 1986 World Cup, scoring the famous Hand of God goal against England in the quarter-finals. Maradona played for Barcelona and Napoli during his club career, winning 2 Serie A titles with the Italian side. He started his career with Argentinos Junior, also playing for Sevilla and Boca Juniors and Newell's Old Boys in his homeland. He scored 34 goals in 91 appearances for Argentina, representing them in 4 World Cups. Maradona led his country to the 1990 final in Italy, where they were beaten by West Germany, before captaining them again in the United States in 1994, but was sent home after failing a drugs test for ephedrine. During the second half of his career, Maradona struggled with cocaine addiction and was banned for 15 months after testing positive for the drug in 1991. He retired from professional football in 1997 on his 37th birthday during his second stint at the Argentine giants Boca Juniors. Having briefly managed 2 sides in Argentina, during his playing career, Maradona was appointed head coach of the national team in 2008 and left after the 2010 World Cup, where his side was beaten by Germany in the quarter-finals. He subsequently managed teams in the United Arab Emirates and Mexico and was in charge of Gimnasia y Esgrima in Argentina's top flight at the time of his death. US President Donald Trump has pardoned his former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI. The president said the widely expected act of clemency was his great honor. Mr. Flynn was among former aides to President Trump, convicted during a Justice Department investigation into alleged Russian election interference. He admitted in 2017 to lying to the FBI about contacts with Russia's envoy, then tried to withdraw his plea. The White House said on Wednesday that the pardon would finally end the relentless partisan pursuit of an innocent man. Chinese e-commerce platform AliExpress in the latest casualty in yet another Indian ban on Chinese mobile apps. India's government has banned 43 more Chinese apps, citing cybersecurity concerns, taking the total to 220. The move comes even as the two countries hold talks to ease border tensions sparked by fighting in June that left 20 Indian soldiers dead. India's government said the apps were engaged in activities that hurt India's sovereignty and integrity. Back to the headlines of the world news. Diego Maradona, Argentina legend, dies aged 60. Trump pardons ex-National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. And India continues to ban China apps amid standoff. That concludes this bulletin of world news. In development news, Sri Lanka's hospitality sector recently saw the addition of a new luxury property to its portfolio, with Doubletree by Hilton opening the first phase of the Veeravilla Rajavarna Resort. Owned by KDU Adventures, the latest edition of Hilton in Sri Lanka is a 3-story, 78-room modern resort. The Veeravilla Rajavarna Resort is the third hotel to be managed by Hilton in the country. The new property was developed with an investment of 4 billion rupees. That's development news, and on to sports. The Colombo Kings and Candy Tuskers will be hoping to make a flying start to their campaign when they clash in the curtain-raiser match of the Sri Lanka Premier League T20 cricket tournament at the Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium in Hambantota under lights today. With skipper Angelo Matthews set to lead from the front, the Colombo Kings certainly should be confident with a lot of firepower coming from the lower middle order, in addition to their accurate bowling. Therefore, the Candy Tuskers will have a tough task on their hands to keep the runs down, and their bowlers will really be in the spot throughout the 20 overs. The Tuskers' pace attack is spearheaded by two former Indian stalwarts, Irfan Pathan and Munaf Patel, but the concern is whether they will be able to deliver the desired results while playing their first T20 game after a long break. With South Africa's Dale Steyn not available for the early part of the tournament, the Tuskers will depend more on local talent, with Nuwan Pradeep and Vishwa Fernando set to play a major role in their bowling attack. In fact, only on one occasion a side has scored more than 175 runs at this venue, and the highest score was Sri Lanka's 182 for 4 against Zimbabwe way back in 2012. All that came to you in sports news. Business news up next.
Power your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The head and the members of the local Canned Fish Manufacturers Association thank President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Mahinda Rajapaksa, Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Douglas Devananda, the Minister of Trade Bandula Gunawardena, and State Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Kanchana Wijesekara, and all others concerned in reinstating the duty on imported canned fish. This will allow the local canned fish industry to gain maximum advantage of the country's economic oceanic resource, which will be a key economic driver, as well as uplift the living standards of our fishermen, as manufacturers will be able to pay premium prices for the supply of fish. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The government has once again rightly reactivated the proposal to launch the much-looked-forward-to maintenance, repair and operations facility for the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport. State Minister of Aviation and Export Zones Development, D.V. Chanaka, said that under the new proposal, the government will lay the foundation for the MRO. Together with the Airport and Aviation Sri Lanka Limited and Sri Lankan Airlines, the government will initially fund $50 million to build a key infrastructure at the MRIA for the MRO facility early next year. That's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On to the weather report. The severe cyclonic storm Nivar, located near the southwest Bay of Bengal, making landfall off the coast of Tamil Nadu in India, moves northwestwards and is gradually weakening. The influence of the weather over the island from the system will be reduced. Several spells of showers and occur in the northwestern, western and thundershowers provinces places and in the Jaffna, Mannar and in the Ampara and Batticaloa districts after 2 p.m. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases detected in the country passes the 21,000 mark. The number of people who have recovered from COVID-19 in Sri Lanka crossed 15,000. 45 schools in the Kandy city limits have been ordered to remain closed until 4th December. The expenditure accounts of agriculture and irrigation will be debated today in the committee stage budget debate in Parliament. An industrial zone will be established in the eastern province. Argentina soccer legend Diego Maradona dies aged 60. And the Lanka Premier League kicks off today. That concludes this bulletin of news, and it's back to Viana this morning.